Hey, here we go, BattleRap.com. We are at the BattleRap.com offices in Hollywood, California, with one of the most exciting up-and-comers from the West Coast and in battle rap in general.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And introduce yourself, first of all.
Young B-Dot.
You got your own clothing line, or is that a coincidence?
No, actually, it's my boys' clothing line, Brotherhood Entertainment. And so they have a B that represents their brand, so it kind of works for me.
Right. And then the dot, too.
Right, it looks like B-Dot. Right. It works.
Nice. It even looks good in the mirror, too.
No doubt.
So there's so many things that I want to talk to you about. Let's start with the classic, you versus Danny Myers. It's been about a month since it happened, month and a bit.
Yeah, March 5th.
Okay, so yeah, month and a bit since it happened. Today is April 16th or 17th, mid-April. And it's been about a week and a half since it dropped with the official public release on YouTube. Tell me what the reaction has been, to you once the battle got the official drop.
It's been dope, man. I'm just humbled. I'm getting a lot of love for it. The hate comes with it as well. That's how the game go. But now I'm just appreciative that people, recognize my talent and, giving me props for what I specifically do. I bring a different perspective to the battle culture, and for the most part, people are receptive to it. So it's dope.
Let's talk about that different perspective, because maybe not everyone who's watching this is familiar with you. How is your perspective different than a typical battle rapper's?
I guess I would, the comparison I would say is just conscious material. I mean, the same way you would look at a AZ or Nas or Joey Badass, Talib Kweli. I'm that in battle rap form, and as opposed to the gangster rappers of, in the industry.
Right.
That's the same kind of comparison I would say.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I've been thinking a lot recently about how battle rappers have different styles, but how battle rap itself is kind of splitting into different genres across different platforms. Yeah, as it should, and as anything that grows evolves. So the kind of the conscious material that you bring, that is a reflection of your interests as a person. Tell me a little bit of kind of your background of getting into that, those philosophies.
Okay, well, being from the West Coast, gang culture is very prevalent out here. So I grew up in the Piru neighborhood, Pacoima, Piru, and it's pretty much all I knew. So growing up, seeing people get killed or hearing about people getting killed and hearing about loved ones dying or going to jail and things like that, it kind of it shapes you in a different way. Either you're going to go down that same path and have that same outcome, or you're going to do something different with your life. And I came across certain material and certain information in regards to who I am as a black man and, my ancestry and in particular Africa and different philosophies and different concepts. When you actually look into the history of it, you realize where it really comes from. So I kind of delved into that and kind of delved into the books and looked at it from a scholastic standpoint. So it's kind of like, it's my lifestyle. It's what I've engulfed myself into. And so it comes into the music and it comes into the battle rapping as well.
Right. Interesting. And I've seen a fair amount of positive response to that kind of content. I also see some, as you mentioned, with all the hate with all the love comes the hate. How do you respond to the people who are saying? I've seen people saying like, "Oh, it's pseudo intellectual" or stuff like that. What is your response to that?
My response is, honestly, those kind of conversations could be had, and honestly, that's why I do it, for those conversations to be had. I think it's dope, even though it's a diss to say I'm pseudo intellectual, which is ridiculous.
So condescending.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's very condescending. It's very ridiculous, but it's dope to be having those conversations because then it becomes, well, what am I pseudo intellectual about? Let's have the conversation about the actual material and the content that I'm putting out there. Let's research it. Let's if you can debunk it, fine with me, but the information I provide, in my opinion, well, not even in my opinion, because fact is not an opinion, the information that I provide is irrefutable information, so we can have the conversation outside of battle rap, and that's actually what I'm trying to do, transcend the genre to where these conversations that I feel are more important are actually being had. And like you said, calling me a pseudo-intellectual means we need to have the conversation. Right. So.
Yeah. I find it's a challenge, often a challenge in battle rap when you are trying to have a much longer conversation, a much longer debate, and talking about ideas is sometimes more challenging because a lot of people, they're not thinking as deeply about battle rap as the editor-in-chief of battlerap.com is.
Right.
So they're seeing a battle and they're just like, they're saying it was fire, it was trash.
Right.
And when you start trying to like delve deeper, there are fewer people interested in having that conversation. Are you find that it's harder, or that it's, is it hard to engage people who are watching your battle into having those deeper conversations?
Well, I mean, when you say that, you mean like outside of battle rap or while I'm doing it?
Like I was in conversations with members of like the battle rap community or fans of battle rap.
I mean, I leave it all out. It's kind of like an athlete. I leave it all out in the field. You know what I mean? It's really nothing. I do my rounds. I disseminate information, and then after that, it's up for the fans and other battle rappers, whomever, to critique, what I do, and I just leave it at that. If it's a personal conversation, that's dope. I would love to have personal conversations with other battle rappers or whomever about the information that I disseminate. But for the most part, I like to just leave it out on film, or on the battle, and you can critique whatever I'm saying. You can go research it. That's what it's for. That's what I want to do with the material. So
interesting. Talking about critiquing things in the battle, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, critique of your style is that it is similar to Loaded Lux's.
Love it. No doubt. I mean, it comes with the territory in terms of it's a couple ways for me to look at that. I mean, I've been honest in terms of his influence on me, but
be honest with me about it. What is his influence on you?
Well, prior to me jumping back into battle rap, I'll put it like this: I've been doing music all my life. I've had multiple record deals. My father's been in the music industry pretty much since I was born and all that. So I've been doing music. But when I decided to make a conscious move in my music, I was a fan of battle rap. But at that time, I was like, "There's no way I can do this in battle rap." So when I seen Lux do it, that's the influence. Like, okay, it could be done. So I seen his blueprint that it could be done, and it inspired me to do so. The comparisons, I think, in my personal opinion, coming from the quote-unquote conscious community, what ends up happening is everybody has a certain type of, a mannerism or a certain type of projection when they're quote-unquote preaching or lecturing. If you study some of the greats like Sheikh Anta Diop or Dr. Ben or Dr. Henrik Clark, it's just a certain type of, it's a certain type of feel. So I think Lux came in the game and he stamped that vibe and that feel, but we're all cut from the same cloth.
So Lux is a clone of those guys?
Never that. I see what you did there. Nah, never that. But it's like, it just cut from the same cloth, man. It's the same type of energy and vibe that we want to get off. For me, it's like if you look at a gun bar rapper and they all do the same. They all do this, right? You know what I mean? And they do that step with it and they do all that. Yep. So it's like that's a mannerism. That's a certain type of vibe and energy they're giving off. And if I'm directly talking to you, and it has to do with the content as well. I think, if you watch how rappers, when they start to really talk to somebody, they're in their face and they're pointing at them and they're talking to them. Now, if I had 90% gun bars, my hand gestures would probably be different because I'd be pulling out these imaginary guns left and right. You know what I mean? Like the Matrix and shit. But it's not that. It's a direct conversation. So I think the comparisons lie there. And I'm not mad at the comparisons. It's not like, I'm just oblivious to the fact that of what they're saying. I do understand it, but I think it's a little bit extreme.
What differences do you see between you and Lux?
There's a dip in terms of the actual content.
Just like people say, B-Dot and Lux are the same, but how are they different?
First and foremost, Lux is, arguably the greatest battle rapper of all time. Pen-wise, phenomenal. I can never in my wildest dreams write as well as him. Like, it's impossible. So that's a major difference. The other major difference I would say is the content and how deep I'm willing to go. I don't know Lux personally. We have mutual friends and, we speak through mutual friends, but I'm not sure if he would like to go as deep as I go, and this is just my choice, I think Lux still wants to be Lux in terms of showing everybody that he has the greatest pen. I want to be B-Dot and showing everybody that I could take this to a real deep level as far as just intellectually or just, just my personal perspective on life. And I just want to delve into these topics and for things that I think are bigger than just a regular back and forth gun bar conversation. So I would say that that's a major difference because I think I'm willing to go there and say things perhaps Lux wouldn't say. Like I said, fuck America. Like, I'm not sure if Loaded Lux would say fuck America. You know what I mean? So these are different things that I would say without any fear, just because it's my personal disposition. So,
Lux has commented on your battle recently in an interview with Angry Fan or somebody. I think, or maybe no. Mook commented on Angry Fan, and Lux posted. Explain,
Right?
explain that to the people here.
Yeah, I guess Mook went on Angry Fan, and you know he has every right to have his opinion. I never speak ill against legends, man. It's a legend. I grew up watching him. I can never say anything foul about him. You know what I'm saying? So he said that I'm a Lux clone or something of that nature. Less than 24 hours later, Lux posts that me and Danny had the best battle of the year. So I think that was a dope little, polar opposite opinion there going on. But it's all good, man. Everybody has their opinions. Lux been showing love from day one. Like I said, we got mutual friends, so we communicate like that. And he's been showing love in all his interviews. He could have easily dismissed me, which would have really, you know what I'm saying? He could have easily been like, yeah, that guy's a fake me. You know what I mean? But he didn't. He showed love. And Mook said what he said. And, it's like anything else. It's a critique. It could be from a fan, it could be from a legend, it could be from whomever. It's just another critique that I have to, take on the chin and do what I do.
I want to spend a little bit of time talking about kind of your ascent into battle rap, the spotlight.
Okay.
The first battle that I saw from you was with Strick, which was last year.
Last June, I believe.
Okay.
June or July.
Okay, so like less than a year ago. Also, LA Battlegrounds, a battle that we had on the site because it's a hot battle, and then we had it, I think, kind of early. Maybe I think like one of we caught the early buzz, and then it started going viral everywhere. It was all over Facebook. I think something like 8 million views on your little Facebook counter. And then did it hit World Star as well?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it recently hit World Star. Probably I think barely like a month ago.
Right.
Like just recently. Yeah.
So that, and then definitely got your name buzzing, and then it was you and Daylight, and he is. Lately, Daylight has definitely been taking like the biggest names and also the best, smallest names. He battled E. Farrell, battled you. Like he's definitely like helping. Did that battle help bring your name up?
No. Okay. I think that like you just mentioned, the Strict battle was already buzzing. The Strict battle already went viral, and to be quite honest with you, even if Daylight didn't take that battle, Danny would have still took the battle. So essentially, I would have had the battle with Danny Myers anyways, because we're on the West Coast. We're small. Everybody cool, especially Danny. Danny a battle a squirrel outside. You know what I mean? Like Danny battles whomever. So that battle with Danny was already actually in the works before the Daylight joint. So if me and Day never battle, and actually I don't count the battle. I think it's a disservice to the culture. I think it's pointless. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry to interrupt you, but your 3 rounds were fire. And
I appreciate that, but I hate the battle because I wasn't able to. The energy wasn't being reciprocated. Right. You know what I mean? Because Day is my boy. Shout out to Day. We all good, but he wasn't giving me the energy for me to perform how I would really have liked to. Right. I was still able to get my rounds out and show my skill set or whatnot, but I really like to perform and really be into it, and I wasn't into it. I was like, man, I can't wait till this battle's over, bro. Like this is a joke.
His third round, and I find it's not a good battle. It's a strange battle.
It's a very awkward battle.
His third round, I don't think he's even really rapping. He's just kind of saying where he's just speaking to you, and it's like the content is weird, and it's like he's saying things.
Like, man, that's my boy. He's crazy as hell, man.
Right. I was saying just yesterday, like Day's a guy that you're either gonna get like Day's like bar bag and go and performance and going crazy and rapping and the flow and everything, or you're gonna get Day anticing like crazy, but it's very rare to get a boring Daylight performance. It's kind of one of those extremes, and like that one was like
the interesting thing is he said he had an antic and he wasn't aware how small the venue was. So I believe whatever antic he was going to do, it probably would have overcompensated for his lack of preparation. But since he couldn't do his antic, he had to really just look a certain way. You know what I mean? He didn't look funny. Like when Daylight doesn't take battle serious, he looks funny and like he's having fun. He didn't look like he was having fun. He looked like he was just kind of irritated, like So I don't know. It's a weird battle, man. I probably watched it like once or twice, man. I can't even. Yeah.
But then the Danny battle is, in my estimation, is a classic. It was I watched it in pieces when it first dropped on the pay-per-view, and then I watched it carefully the other day, and I love it. I love your content, and it was funny because I was kind of subtweeting about it, and I never mentioned why I was tweeting these things, but I said there's a difference between filler and lines that don't end with a punch.
I seen that
You
tweet.
you favorited it.
I love that. I love that tweet, man. That was about okay. That's dope, man. Because when you said, I didn't know what you was referencing, but when I seen that, I was like, yes, exactly. Yeah. You know, and it's funny because another thing I was thinking about is all the battle rappers that make dope music are the battle rappers that they say have filler. But what it is people that are able to connect content, like people that are able to make shit make sense, as opposed to just punching. And all the guys that punch, they can't make records because they don't know how to write stories. Or, you know, you got people telling me that you're up there telling stories. I'm like, well, I'm communicating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no, that's a dope tweet, man. I really appreciate that.
And I just liked the battle itself. The way I saw it on a first close watch was I had you winning at 3-0. I had you edging the first, despite I think you can still argue that Danny got the first 2 rounds, and I liked your content more in the first. I thought his wordplay is fresher and more creative, and yours kind of, as a guy new to the scene and who probably hasn't watched every battle like Danny Myers has, right?
It's funny because you got fans tweet me like, you said this and such said this. I'm like, yo, I didn't watch that battle, bro. Like, I get a lot, my Fahrenheit line, something. I've never watched T-Rex versus Conceited on my mother. I've never seen it. Not that I'm not saying them dudes ain't dope, because they are dope. I just personally don't watch a bunch of battle rap like that. So
what you need is an editor who does.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna hit you up, man. Yeah, I'm a screenshot you. Well, I don't write my rhymes down, but if I did write my rhymes, I'll screenshot them to you. You tell me if I'm taking somebody.
This is played. Yeah.
No doubt.
But so it's funny because it's like, where there are punches or wordplay where it's like, okay, I've heard that a bunch of times before. The way that you're structuring it is more complex, I think more interesting, more lyrical. And I like the performance. I was saying like B-Dot is one of the most interesting guys right now, and people are like, yeah, like even arguing with me in our battlerap.com contributor group. They're like, no, he's biting and it's a clone and this and that. So there are very different ways of perceiving it. But I really liked it. There was a point that I wanted to make. It was that people like you're talking about the only PG step I do is when I'm stepping over the PGs and stuff like that. I think you're also making a point about who you are and what your career is going to be and all that kind of stuff. And that's how I want to shift into the next topic of conversation is, the conversation is B-Dot being on URL. Is that something that we can see soon?
Definitely. I mean, it's in negotiations. We're trying to figure it out. I think that with all due respect to Smack and what they built, their platform, I respect it to the utmost. I just think that I'm a different new guy. I'm an older new guy. I'm not a young new guy.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 30 years old, bro. So I'm not like a young little 19-year-old that's hungry and come from nothing. And it's kind of like, yo, I'll do anything. Like, I'll battle everybody. Like, that's not me, fam. But it's all good. It's not. I'm not saying I would never get on that platform, but it just to make the analogy, or if I can, it's like signing a record contract. Like, are you going to sign a record contract for a 360 deal, or are you going to try to negotiate some type of collaborative thing that makes sense for you as an artist as well? So that's kind of like where we at. I'm talking to them almost daily, or if not weekly, trying to just figure it out to where it makes sense for both parties, and I don't compromise my message or don't compromise my skill, actually, because if you put me in front of a guy that I really don't care to rap to, you might not get the same beat out. Right. I mean, I can easily, the funny thing is, everybody has the same skill set. It's just about choice. I'm not acting like I'm better than anybody. I'm making the choice to have conversations. Anybody could do it. It's just about choice. Just like I can easily have the craziest gun bars on the planet. It's a choice that I just don't care to. Right. It's a skill set. We all have it. So I could do all those things them brothers do, man. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely not opposed to it, and definitely in negotiations.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to list some names that have been, either talking about you or people were saying that these are battles that should happen. I want you to give me a number 1 out of 10 in terms of like how excited you would be to battle that person, and then also how you think that battle would go. Okay. First one is Cortez.
10, because he pissed me off. Okay. You know what it is, man? Like, these dudes, they get the consciousness confused. Like, you know, excuse my French, but I'm still a real one out here. You feel me? Like I'm still from a certain environment where my homies is looking at me like, yo, don't let them dudes talk to you like that, bro. Like you know what it is. You know what cloth you cut from. Just let them know one time. So I might do a battle where I just for 3 rounds let people know. No conscious shit, no pro black, nothing. I might just be in somebody's face for 3 rounds, and that might be one of the dudes because he pissed me off.
Why did he piss you off?
You know, because it's just like subliminal shit. The funny thing is, I follow all these guys, and just subliminal shit. We gonna let this clone come in the culture. My thing is this: if you're a battle rapper and you have a stature like Cortez is nice too. He's in my personal top 10. But if you have a stature, don't even worry about the little guys. Do your thing. Like you're Cortez. You should be called. Why you not? If I'm the fake Lux, you should be aiming at the real Lux. Why you worry about me? You know what I mean? Like what is we talking about? So I just feel like it's not real, man. These dudes just say anything, and then when somebody check them, oh, okay, I'll battle you then. No, if you wanted to battle me, your first tweet would have been like, I want to battle this fake ass Lux. You know what I mean? So these dudes ain't really real to me. So it pissed me off because it's like, let's see, you know what I mean? Let's see how really real you guys are. You guys caught up in this fame, and you guys is fame whores, but I'm a real one, bro, and I'll bring it to you. You know what I mean? I'm not for game. So that's pretty much what that is. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Cortez, 10 on 10. Emerson Kennedy.
Emerson's dope, man. 8, 9, you know what I mean? Like Emerson's dope, man. I think he gets busy, and I think that we both can have perhaps a good conversation. Not sure about what, but you know, he's a thinker. You know what I mean? Yeah. He knows how to go there as well. So yeah, I say 8.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's another one. You also have to think about the context of where it would happen. So you and Cortez, you know, it makes sense for him to come over and beat Traffic. Traffic 2, that would be a nice matchup.
Or he can come on LA Battlegrounds. I said this the other day, man. I'm not calling nobody out besides the Saga, and I'm actually not calling him out.
We'll get to him. Oh,
right. But everybody that's calling me out, man, why not just come my way? You know, play on my field. You calling me out, come to my field. So yeah, Cortez could come to LA Battlegrounds. But EK, yeah, that would be dope. EK, we almost did something with EK on URL West, but once again,
so that PG card in May.
Yeah. And I hate to say that because it makes the other guy seem like a replacement. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm sure Young Cannon's a good guy to be battling too.
Young Cannon is incredible. So, but yeah, it was supposed to be that joint. But like I said, it just didn't. I didn't want it to go down like that. I want it to be, if it's gonna be URL, I want to do it that way.
In New York.
Yeah, that way. You know what I mean? So it could be no questions asked. But no, shout out to EK. I think he's dope, and I would say 8 out of 10 on that. Yeah.
And then you mentioned him, the Saga.
10. 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a dope conversation. But I hate that I'm making him seem like he's somebody. It's really not what it's about. You know what I mean?
He's a well-known Christian rapper. It's fascinating to watch the fan base of Christian hip hop that carries into supporting Christian battle rappers. Man, like this new kid, A Ward.
Shout out to A Ward. I watched his battle the other day. I forgot who he battled. But, you know, it's funny because even me, let's put us all into this bracket of consciousness or positivity, positive rappers, me and the Christian guys, whatever. A Ward does it very balanced as well, like I do, I believe. He makes it cool. You know what I mean? He doesn't make it corny. He kind of makes it cool. Saga doesn't do too well in that regard. And perhaps, you know, A Ward can help him out with that. But A Ward is dope, man. Shout out to A Ward. I think he's dope.
Okay. So I was just saying, like, the Saga, he gets views, he gets attention, he gets love, he gets, you know, retweets, and what was it, him and Suge, you know, they put up the URL poll, and all of a sudden Saga's got 10,000 more votes than Suge does.
The congregation came out. That congregation, man, everybody, you know.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, exactly. That's dope, though, man. I mean, that's dope to have that support, man. Shout out to him for having that support. That's dope.
Okay, so those are the 3 names that I've seen being associated with you the most. Are there any other names that you would want to battle that maybe aren't calling you out?
That I would want to battle that aren't calling me out? No, but my thing is, I had some exchange with Averb on Twitter. It's just confusing to me because if you are of that stature, just never mind me. You know what I mean? And if not, then battle me. I just don't understand because we're warriors. That this is what we do. It's like being a boxer. Like, could you imagine like a boxer outside of the ring watching a boxer fight and critiquing his every move? And then like you're sitting there, like we commentators, right? And you're the commentator, I'm the boxer, and I'm like, yeah, he doesn't do that right. Look how he throws that punch. You'll be like, well, why don't you fight him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I hear you, but at the same time, you can't prevent a battle rapper from talking shit.
no. I get that. I just don't understand it still because if you have a certain, I can see if he was or anybody that's on a lower level and we're all hungry, you can critique and say, I want like for instance, Tink the Demon. He wants to, he wants to battle me. So he critiqued me and he wants to battle me. That makes sense because same levels, if you will. But somebody like a Verb or somebody that's up there, I just don't see why they waste their time with me. And if you have a critique, then don't just have a critique and not battle me. Like, okay, what are we supposed to do? Just argue about like what your critique is? That's whack, man. Like we can get in the ring and settle that. I said it before and I say it again. All these top tier guys that have an opinion. If I'm a fake Lux, then just get rid of me. Like do the culture a favor and kill the fake Lux.
Right.
Like where I can never return.
Right.
That's what I would think.
And it's an easy angle.
Right.
Whoever can do it right.
All day, exactly. So do it, guys. Like, what's up?
Also, you being on the West Coast, the biggest platform out here right now is King of the Dot. J Pro mentioned to me that he'd been trying to work with you. Is that something that you're interested in? Something that we might see happen?
Dope, yeah, man. I think it would be dope. Same thing. I would say it's similar to URL in terms of the opponents. Actually, King of the Dot reached out first, man, a long time ago. It's just the opponents. I was just like, nah, I don't really know. You know what I mean? And I don't know cockiness or nothing. Just as far as just what the message I want to convey and how hungry I got to be to want to battle and all that. So I would hope that every league respects my approach and what I personally want to do. But nah, I'm definitely not opposed to it. Shout out to King of the Dot, man. I'm a huge fan.
What about somebody like Jonai?
Oh man, that would be incredible. That would be a real natural matchup. That would be incredible. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Jonah. He got busy against Psychosis. God damn, he got busy. Yeah. And Danny's about to battle him. So after I seen that battle, I had to call Danny. So yeah, make sure you ready, bro. But no, that's gonna be a crazy joint between him and Danny.
And it's funny that you're talking so much about upcoming opponents because a month ago, 2 months ago, you were talking about retirement.
Still am.
Okay.
Yeah, still am.
Okay,
Yeah.
So this is all just delete the last 15 minutes of conversation.
No. See, my thing is like, when I say retirement, I don't even like using the word, but what I mean is it's just like, I'm not like everybody else that just wants to battle for a living or wants to battle. Yeah, it's just not me. Right. So I'd rather just have dope classic battles and just fall back and focus on the music, which, by the way, working on my album, if I can do that shameless plug. I know this is battle rap, but I'm working on my album right now, which should be out in the summer. So, I mean, that's what I mean by retirement, just falling back unless a battle makes sense. Sure. To me, so.
Yeah. Two things. Kid Twist once said, battle rap isn't something that you retire from, it's something that you relapse into again. And then on the other hand, Pigsty, I don't know if you know him, he's a Vancouver battle rapper from kind of the Pigsty, like GZ, some King of the Dot battles, kind of small name, good guy, and good battle rapper. Okay. And he was saying, I don't know if I'm putting him on blast because this wasn't on the record, but he kind of was just like, battle rap brings so much negativity to my life, and I'm at a point in my life where I want positivity, and he's getting into martial arts, so he's like about focusing on himself and his craft and his zen, and I kind of wonder, is that a similar conflict that you're having?
Yeah, quite similar because it takes focus to do other things. I'm working on 2 books. I'm working on some lectures. I'm working on my album. So it takes focus. Battle rap, the contention is so thick. Like the energy is so heavy. If you're gonna battle rap, you need to just battle rap. You know what I mean? Like you can't be going in and out. You have to be in a certain mind state to really be that aggressive or that angry with your content. So I understand what he's saying totally, man. And I guess I've done a good job trying to juggle both and trying to make dope records and still be in the studio and still, write a dope record about life. Like I got a record out called Growth and Contradictions. That's on my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/King Dot. Check that out. But writing records like that, introspective, deep shit, and then you got to turn around and write about somebody's life, and attack them. So I get what he's saying, man, and not much heavy on me. It's just more so I just want to have dope battles that make sense. That's it.
And then you mentioned the album, and tell me about these books that you're working on.
right? I'm working on 2 books. One dealing with these are untitled, but just dealing with the concept of multiple religions and how they're all connected, almost like Danny Myers' bar.
The trees.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm right.
Branches of the same tree or something.
Something religions like different branches that lead to the same tree. You know, I Danny rap. So, but yeah, so so I'm working on a book about that, and another one about hip hop and its connection to African spirituality. So I'm working on these things, and yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to. I actually been working on them for like 2 years, man. It's a different ball game because my confidence isn't there as an author as opposed to a rapper.
Okay.
Like, you know, I've been rapping all my life, but actually being an author and being able to, you know, write dope literary work is different. It's a different challenge. So.
Interesting. Anything else we should talk about? I feel like we've covered everything that I brought to the table.
Yeah, man. LA Battlegrounds is what it is. Shout out to Traz and Woods.
All right, we'll end it there. B. Dot, fantastic.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.